The most expensive AI mistake isn't a tool, it's not an agency, it's not buying this massive tool to overhaul the entire workflow. It's that companies treat AI as if it's just another department. For example, you need design, you hire a designer. You need your IT department to work, you hire IT people. You need your people in culture to work, so you hire people in culture. The difference is quite big, and there's a big mistake that a lot of companies are making, and that's what this video is all about. And if you're in a position to hire, then this video is for you. So AI arrived really on the scene, more or less, right? End of 2022, and in 2023, people were all like, there was a record how many people downloaded ChatGPT, or not even downloaded because it was in a browser at the time, but how many users they had, and everyone started talking about it. Now, 2026, 2027, AI is basically part of everyone's knowledge base, right? Like Slack, Excel, PowerPoint, all these tools, AI, it's part of what people know, like Google, AI. It's not something strange anymore, right? So you hire that expert because since 2022, 23, that's around 3 years. So you actually have people that dove in and became real experts. So you hire one. It's the same logic that you hired the same person that you wanted for design. And it's the same logic that you hired a person for IT and people in culture. The logic isn't wrong, but there's a massive difference between hiring for AI and hiring for a department like design or marketing or sales. Right? So when you have that designer, that often in many companies, there's a queue of projects and the designer is the bottleneck. And this is not because the designer isn't fast, and this is not because the designer isn't good. Often they do amazing work, but there's just too many projects lined up and not enough designers to do all the work, right? But one designer or two designers or three, depending how big the company is and how much work you have, could cover a company, right? It's possible. That's not possible with an AI person. I mean, actually, that's just, if you really think about it, you can't do that if you want to do it the right way. Because ideally, you don't want that person, like let's say it's a chief AI officer, you don't want that one person to only be able to execute something in a proper AI way, agentic workflows, things that work 24/7, saving time, faster to leads, all of that. That one person to do it, because then you're going to queue all your projects towards that person in a very similar way that you're doing it for the design person or for the IT person. But IT is fine. Design is fine. That can be done all across the company. Not everyone has to be an AI expert. But if you want to do it well, you actually, and this is the mistake that people make, you actually want to ask, can you make others better? Can you, as the AI officer, the chief AI officer, or the head of AI within the company, can you make others capable? Is that possible? Can you do that? Or will you just do it one chunk at a time, and then everyone has a problem, needs to come to you, right? And here's the flip side of it, right? I'm not saying don't hire someone with an expertise in AI. I think there are many benefits because, first of all, if you've decided we're going to hire an AI person, so to say, then I would say respect, because at least you're taking it serious. I would say if your company doesn't have one designated person internally, not a hire, but internally, that's kind of like, spearheading it, then you've clearly not giving it the attention that it actually deserves. So kudos to you for making that hire if you're thinking about that. But the flip side is it's one resignation away. So you're actually not, you don't own it. You're just renting it on a 4-week or like 2-month notice, probably not longer than that. And, you just rented it. You thought you owned it, but actually you didn't. So by all means, bring someone in, but not for their strict capabilities. Like, you're not going to tell the designer, I want you to teach everyone how to become a designer. And this actually brings me back to Nike. And there was a colleague of mine, her name was Kiki, an amazing person and also an amazing teacher. So the head of that department said, you know what, why don't you teach everyone the foundations of Like this is a long time ago. So this was and what's that tool? Like I'm not even using the tool again anymore. Adobe. Oh my God. Like we are in the AI era, so I don't use those old school tools anymore. I used to be a fan of those tools. Like you can teach them about Adobe, Photoshop, and InDesign and all that stuff. And she taught us the basics, but for difficult stuff, we all needed to go to Kiki, right? So it's exactly the same thing. Um, that is a different way. You know, yes, for design it makes sense. For AI, it doesn't because you want everyone on the team to have a certain level of capabilities. And the job of an AI person, when you do bring them in, is to make everyone else better. You know, that's like, imagine you would leave. What legacy are you leaving behind? Like, can everyone understand the basics? Like, what is cloud? What is cloud chat? What is cloud cowork? What is cloud code? What is cloud design? How do I create a project? You know, I see a lot of people with skills. Is it something that we can, like, what even is a skill? How do you import a skill? You know, I hear people talking about an API hook. I want to make sure things are automated. Like, these are all things. Are you going to teach everyone that, or are you going to just execute? And it's not the fault of the person you bring in. It's just the idea and the expectation that you have of that person. And what if nobody had to wait for that AI person, right? What if this is already possible? And I think there are two ways to solve your AI strategy or AI request. One is you bring someone in, you hire someone. The other is you hire an agency, right? And there are different kind of agencies. My name is Rich Loen. I'm the founder of Torque. We help sales and marketing teams do more with AI. And how we do it is we want to train your team. We can build. Yes, we can build workflows. We can build the foundation. We can make sure your marketing team has more awareness. The leads are being followed up faster. But I think the difference is we want to make sure that we hand you the keys and kind of like hand you the fishing rod, not just, teach you how to fish, not just give you a fish every time. Because if you understand how it works, imagine we build a workflow, but you understand how to build that workflow too, and you can make changes, then you are an owner, right? And you can constantly evolve, much different than if you need to, call every time if you want to change on the website, for example, right? We all know how that works. Please change the website banner. We can't do it. We need your help. Like we have Black Friday coming up, stuff like that, right? That's why we have that different philosophy. Thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.